What happens when you take a slow 50cc moped and you bolt on every performance upgrade imaginable? Well, I did just that to this Yamaha Aerox. It all began when it was dropped off to me like this. I then removed the engine and installed quite literally every upgrade available. 70cc aluminium race barrel and piston, full circle crankshaft, performance intake reeds, huge 28mm carbon air filter, straight cut gears, front and rear oversized pulley and belt, race exhaust, and race ignition. You name it, everything was done. From a stock 50cc moped to a fully tuned beast, this is the result of pushing a moped to its absolute limits. But when you bolt on every conceivable upgrade available, you can't just jump on and then ride it. Yeah, it's not running perfectly, that's the thing. Far from it. Watch what happens when I give it wide open throttle, look, from the get-go. This is borderline a racing scooter for the road. It's a highly strung two-stroke machine, and the only answer to this problem was to have it set up professionally. Aerox is all loaded up in the van, ready for its long journey up north. It's going to be proper, this. Proper. When it's finished, proper. The Aerox was delivered to PM Tuning in Morecambe, so they could work their magic and set this Aerox up perfectly. This Yamaha Aerox is now ready to rock and roll. How crisp does this sound?
Mate, you don't have a helmet and your jacket on, you cannot do that.
What a little toy. Unbelievable. So fast. That is a joke. Absolute joke.
Would you let me ride it? I'll be in that bush over there.
Alright, so this Yamaha Aerox is now ready to let loose on the open road, but because we've got a highly tuned moped, we're going to need specialist insurance. And that's where Bikesure has me well covered. Bikesure have regularly covered bikes that feature on Bikes of Rye. That's because Bikesure can provide cover on all sorts of bikes. Sometimes I need short-term cover. Sometimes I need to take Nicole as pillion. Bikesure is a specialist motorbike broker who will compare motorcycle insurance from dozens of providers to find you the very best deal. Bikesure tailors quotes to fit your needs. So I highly recommend you give Bikesure a call to see what they can do for you. Thank you, Bikesure. Okay, what more appropriate spot to test ride this little rocket than to ride it round the local town centre. Before we shoot off, I do want to place on the screen my Patreon link. If you become a Patreon member for £5 or £10 a month, you can help support Bikes of Rye, and I also give away selected project bikes that feature on the channel. Your membership helps massively with things like this, and as a way of saying thank you, I like to give the bikes away from time to time. This thing is ridiculous. The sound it makes, unbelievable. But yeah, I thought the town centre would be an excellent place to rip it. I'm also noticing that it's pretty difficult to ride slowly. It is essentially a race scooter, a street legal moped for the road. Sounds sounds insane. It turns a lot of heads as well. It just shoots off. Just makes you burst out laughing. I love it. I think it's amazing. There might be a lot of laughing. Joe can't stop laughing. It's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Obviously the sound this thing makes, nobody expects it to sound this way when they look at it. This is a 70. Oh, it's ridiculous. He's like, that's quite quick. But yeah, tell me about it. The other thing is the brakes are so good. I mean, they're Brembo calipers on something this weight, this size. What I do want to do is just check for the sound of the water pump. Yeah, I can hear it still. The reason I worry is because I don't have a temperature gauge. It's been advised that I actually install one, but I don't have one, so I just need to make sure that the electronically controlled water pump is still whirring. So, sounds it. Love it. I love it. I guess you're wondering how much power this is producing. I will share the details, the figures at the end. Be sure to stick around for that. You might be surprised. You might not be. I've got to take it directly through the town centre, haven't I? It's got to be done. Oh, to be 16 again. This is what you'd be doing. Razzing around. Freedom. That's what it would be. Freedom. L plates on. And you'd feel so cool. You'd feel the coolest kid around to have a scooter at 16. The 16-year-old me would have absolutely been blown away if he were to be riding this. It's well off the clock. Well off the clock. La 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 la. It's so nippy as well. Got to slow down, slow down. Going way over the speed limits now. Let's be sensible. Okay, I'm a bit worried. I think I have a wheel bearing gone because the front end is wobbling all over the place and I'm hearing some funky grinding noises. This is not good. Don't think this scooter is designed to be doing 60 plus, is it? Pulled up and yeah, not sure what is going on with this front end, but something is definitely not right. I mean, visually the axle seems to be tight still, and yeah, nothing's loose, or feels loose at least. I'm just waiting for the coal to show up and follow me back to my workshop, because I don't feel very safe on it at the moment. I've broken down, mate. Something has gone wrong with this front end, and I don't know what it is. Front wheel is like wobbling all over the place, and it could be a wheel bearing. It quite possibly could be a wheel bearing. The only thing is, I've got to get it back to the workshop, and that's about a mile up the road, so I'm gonna have Nicole follow me and hope that hope that that front wheel doesn't collapse and I die. Lucky I'm insured with Bikesure. Alright, let's nurse it home. It doesn't want to be nursed though. It just wants to rip. It's worse when I go right. We're back to the workshop. You've got me home. Alright, so the Yamaha Aerox is jacked up nicely. Front wheel is hovering in the air, so we can do a little examination now and find out if it is in fact the wheel bearings that are shot. And we can do that by seeing if there's any free play in this front rim. So it's really odd, but look at this. The wheel does not want to rotate very freely. Oh, wow. That bearing is completely obliterated. Look at this. This is our problem. What on earth has happened here? The bearing's completely disintegrated. Oh dear, oh dear. Very fortunate I was able to return to the workshop in one piece, wasn't it? Dear, oh dear. Now on closer inspection, I think when I installed those wheel bearings, I might not have sent that bearing home. It's sitting slightly proud. There's a couple of millimeters of gap between where the bearing housing currently is. Interesting, could be the cause. I think it probably is, but it's all a learning curve for me. Now I've got the task of trying to remove that outer bearing race. There is the remainder of that bearing, and I think we have been very lucky. Anyway, plenty of heat. I was able to coax this out, and I think we can save that wheel. There isn't too much damage, other than the fact that obviously this bearing exploded. Crazy, but for the fact that I was able to get behind this bearing and remove it, suggests that I didn't send this bearing home as I originally thought. So we won't make that mistake again. When I set out to build the UK's fastest street legal moped, I threw everything at this little thing. Everything. There isn't another upgrade I could do. That said, I was hoping for it to be around 20 horsepower. Maybe I was being a little bit naive, because it's not 20 horsepower. It is in fact 12 horsepower. And I know you're going to think, oh my God, is that it? These Yamaha Aerox, as standard, produce 2.5 horsepower. This is 12 horsepower. That's at the back wheel. It doesn't weigh anything. So Power to weight is outrageous. Could I make it faster? Of course, but for now, I'm happy as it is. I've had my fun. It's made me laugh out loud so many times, and I hope you enjoyed it also. That's the end of this part 3 episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you on another one very soon. Thanks for watching. See you later.